Yo guys, what's going on? It's Shauno here, and today we're looking at the Arcane Mage DPS in Phase 2. Now firstly, I just want to let you know that this is my test build. It hasn't been proven inside Noma yet, but it's simulating very well, and I'm surprised at some of these things that are working really well. Now, first, I'll go through the talents. We're taking 2 out of 2 of Arcane Subtlety to reduce the threat caused, 3 out of 5 Arcane Focus, so we have the hit cap, 5 out of 5 Arcane Concentration, 1 in Arcane Resilience, 3 out of 3 in Arcane Explosion, 3 out of 3 Arcane Meditation. Now we have 4 points you can move around. I've taken Magic Attunement and 1 Specialization. But if you are a mage that tends to take a lot of damage from mechanics, you can also take Magic Absorption. This will give you a little bit of resistances, and anything you resist will restore mana. Now, if you're needing to counterspell a lot in the raid, you can also take Improved Counterspell. This gives a blanket silence that you could do, and it could be very useful. I don't see much use for Improved Mana Shield, but you could also take that if you wanted. We also have 5 out of 5 Arcane Mind, 1 in Presence of Mind, 3 in Arcane Instability, and 1 in Arcane Power. Now, the first surprise of all is that we're actually using Enlightenment. In my last video, I said that Burnout is so much better, I doubt that we'll be able to stay above 70% mana. However, we have found a way to keep above 70% mana, mostly down to the Missile Barrage rune being 100% reduced mana cost. We can be a lot more efficient. Now what we'll do is we'll stay above 70% mana by using our mana potions, our gems. We have mana gems, evocation, we have the on use on the trinket, we have the on use on the orb. So what we'll want to do is throughout the fight is use our Arcane Blast as normal into Missile Barrage. Now you'll be doing your Arcane Blast rotation as normal up to 4 stacks and using Missile Barrage procs when they occur. For the leg rune, we're still using Living Flame. Icy Veins has lost value and Living Flame is a lot better. For the hand rune, we have to take Arcane Blast. If you want to be a true DPS Arcane Mage, you have to have Arcane Blast. For the waist, we have to have Missile Barrage. And for the foot, we're always going to have Spell Power. So the only change from my last guide is that we're taking Enlightenment. Now you can try this playstyle out. You'll need to use your mana potions and everything else to stay above 70% mana. If you do that, the DPS is simulating a lot higher than with Burnout. But if you find that you can't stay above 70% mana, then use Burnout as normal. They are very close, but if you can use Enlightenment, then it will give you a DPS increase. So I'll quickly go through the BiS Gear. I won't go through the pre-BiS Gear as we already have a lot of videos showing that. For the head, you'll want the tailoring head. If you're not a tailor, you should become a tailor. This head is so good, and the reduced mana cost is also going to help play into our Enlightenment playstyle. For the neck, we want the Piston Pindit. For the shoulders, we want the Synthetic Mantle. For the cloak, we'll take the one with the highest intellect and spell damage. For the wrists, we'll have the Warsong Gulch braces. Can't get the Warsong Gulch braces, get the First Sergeant's braces. We'll want to use the Spell Blade and the Celestial Orb. The Spell Blade is a lot stronger than the staff. For the hands, we'll be using the Dreamweave gloves. As I've said so many times, it's really nice to be able to craft a BiS item. For the belt, we're using the Deathmage sash. The engineering belt is good, but for Arcane, this one is probably better. Now for the set, I won't go over it too much as it's in my Fire Mage video. Go and check that one out if you want a set comparison to see the benefits of each set. Basically, the TLDR is this set is the best DPS, but you lose a lot of stamina. If you look at the health, we've got 980 health. With this set, we're far too squishy, but it is the best DPS. So go and check my Fire Mage guide out if you need a full comparison. For the rings, we'll use the Blood Moon ring from the PvP event, which increases the arcane spells. If you don't want to do the PvP event, there is also a ring that drops in the raid, which increases the spell damage by 8. The other ring we'll use is this one with 4 intellect, 11 spell damage and 4 MP5. Now for the trinkets, we'll use the Void Pearl and the Combustion Chamber. And for the wand, I've got the Never Force wand in case we need to heal. All in all, I think Arcane is really good, and early on in the phase it will probably compete with Fire. But as the phase goes on, Fire will become a lot better. At the top end, Fire is very strong, whereas Arcane stays very consistent. So it's entirely up to you what you want to play. Now we've looked at the Fire Mage, we've looked at the Frost Firebolt Mage, we've looked at the Arcane Healing Mage, and now finally the Arcane Mage. What I will say is this: it's very flexible to be in a raid team as an Arcane Mage. If you're needed to heal, you can heal with just 1 or 2 changes to the rune. So it's very good in that sense. For progress, you might want to do some bosses with free healers, so I'd recommend starting the raid in Arcane. But make no mistake, Fire will be the top dog. You'll want to be Fire eventually. I hope that helps, and I hope you've enjoyed these series of videos. Let me know what you want to see next in the comments, and have a lovely day.